Hey folks, I've just been sent a video from my brother via WhatsApp. The reason why I'm slowing down and saying WhatsApp is because I was ridiculed for saying WhatsApp. Anyway, let's move on. Now, the reason why I'm going to show you this video that was sent is because it has a lot of parallels with a chapter in my book that I'm working on. Tales from the Little Black Book, One Man's Journey in a Dating Scene, and the chapter is entitled Too Black and Ugly. It's available on my channel. You'll see the Grenadian flag where my parents come from with the title Too Black and Ugly. So check it out when you have time. But this video, it's based in Trinidad and Tobago, and there's irony because I do mention Trinidad and Tobago in my chapter. But instead of it focusing on black people as such, even though black people are mentioned, or Africans as he says, this is aimed at the West Indian Indian, the Trinidadian Indian. A lot of people don't know that Trinidad is 40% Hindu. So anyway, with no further ado, I shall show you the video and check it out. And when you get the time, check out my chapter video, Too Black and Ugly. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, bye.
You know, one of the things that I promised that I will do is basically we would discuss the issue of racism in Trinidad and Tobago. And what happened is that, quite frankly, you know, time is so limited that, well, what can I tell you? Let's run through a few issues and let us be very frank. Firstly, I will tell you that I come from a family of 14. And what happened is that in the days of old, in my grandparents' days, of course, being indentured laborers, you know, growing up in a cane field, what you would find is that there was a level of racism there because that is all you saw, that is the people that you associated with. And quite frankly, those are the people that you call your close acquaintances. The problem is that in Trinidad and Tobago right now, politics have divided both sides. You have people on the PNM side and you have people on the UNC side. But I want to just tell people that I am 100% Indian, right? Even though you can't see it in my hairstyle, I am 100% Indian. And I can tell you quite frankly that I have heard more racist statements from Indians, almost 100 to 1. I make no apologies for that because that is fact. Almost 100 to 1. Right? 100 Indian and 1 African. The reality of it is that I have grown up eating from everybody, drinking from everybody. I want you to watch something. Watch how much Indians will support an African business, especially a food business. Go to that African food business and see how many Indians support. Vice versa. Look at how many Africans will support the Indian business, the food business. It's not that the Indian people don't like African food, you know. Hey, you know, give me cuckoo and give me crab, I good to go. But the sad reality of it is that many Indians in Trinidad and Tobago actually scorn African people. And that is a fact. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That is a fact. And I have seen it with my own eyes. People that I have associated with in the past. And I'll tell you something as well. Under the People's Partnership, when we were in private gatherings, you would hear the most nastiest set of remarks. You would hear the most nastiest set of statements. So therefore, a lot of the negativity and the racism that you see now, you don't only find a few, you know. It is almost like it's inherently based in some of their genetics, whereby they must be racial to prosper. They must be racial to move forward. And when you look at the People's Partnership and you look at, you know, the people who were promoted, the contractors, the 10 young boys, the 35-year-old, the 36-year-old, the Indian community the 10 top, well, they were Indians. Why? Because that is what the People Partnership did. And when somebody could show me that the PNM did reverse, I will agree with them. But under the PNM, you had the Junior Sammies, you had the Kosals, you had the Siram brothers, and you had Hari Prasad and Sons. You have all those companies which did well. So we have proof that the PNM, in most instances, never attempted to hold on the Indians. But on the other hand, when you look at prime positions, when you look at the people who benefited the most, it was the Indian community. And why did they benefit the most? It's not because they didn't have, It is simply because, and as I said before, I am Indian, so I can make the statement. It is because, sadly, many people within the Indian community, the sad fact is, too much is never enough. And I am telling you, as a living example of seeing this and hearing this almost on a daily basis, so I know what I am talking about. It is not a myth, it is a fact. It is a fact. So when you hear people like Melissa, and you hear people like my partner from the CDA, the Chaguaramas Development Authority, who made the worst of remarks against African people, what did the People's Partnership do? They put him in Re-NC complex even though he made those racist remarks. They put him in head office because he is now fully qualified to be a member. So this racism that we continue to see, I want you to understand and understand clearly that 99% of it does not come from people of African descent. Sadly, it comes from our own Indian people. And I have seen it. I have seen it. I have lived it. I have people come into my office, and because I am Indian, they feel comfortable, right? Telling me, boy, when they come here, you should charge them off for parts. And I have actually run those people out of my office. But it's going to continue once we have people who want to be members of parliament, who want to be big Sawatis, who want to, promote their own agenda. You will have those people who will continue to take Trinidad and Tobago down. And again, let us look at another thing. How many Indians do you see on Emancipation Day? How many Indians do you see on Emancipation Day wearing a kurta or a dashiki? How many? You could count them with one hand. But on the other hand, how many Africans do you see on Indian Arrival Day with their kurta and with their shalwars? Endless. You can't even count them on your 2 hands and 2 feet. Alright? My son is next to me. And he agrees. He agrees that the African people, even when it comes down to marriage, the Africans will readily accept an Indian any day. Any single day, they will accept an Indian. But the Indian family, in most cases, will never, ever, ever, ever accept the African, because they consider that the African people are a lower class. They ugly, they black, they dotish. That is what many Indians think. And that is the mentality. And like I tell earlier, I hit in the square. I don't care who vex. I don't care. Because I have seen it. And I continue to see it. I remember when I decided to support the PNM. The amount of nasty racist remarks I got, it was sickening and disgusting. But not only that, in the car park where I am parked right now, right, we facilitated parking here, and we received some of the nastiest set of comments, not only about who I support, but against my religion. But you don't blame an entire community for that. You blame the stupid people. You blame the idiots and the racists who continue to provoke and promote this. So my friends, we have a choice. Either to allow the 10 or 20% who are ingrained with racism in their very genetics to take us down a particular road, or we can change it. So the Melissas and all those who are like her, when their voices are heard, it will be so silent that it will be insignificant. It will be a waste of time. It would not make sense. So, from today, you and I will make a pact that we will honor one another, that we will cherish one another for who we are. We will love one another and our differences. And again, I challenge any of you with the points that I have made. Go to all those shops, the corn soup shops. Go to the crab and dumpling shops. Go to the breakfast shed. Go to the breakfast shed and see if you see Indians lining outside the door. See, you will see a few, but how many? But watch how many Africans buying roti at the Indian roti shops every day. Watch how many Africans buying doubles every single day. And then all they want to turn around and call these same African people nasty, dirty, all kind of nasty names. Look, all they give me a blasted break here. The fact is that enough is enough. And a lot of Indians in this country need to wake up and smell the coffee. And those same Indians, all their friends is Indian, all their employees is Indian. The place where they just fix their cars, where they do business is only Indians. But their customers, they don't mind the African as their customers. Because you see the African money good. They're not good, but the African money good. So my dear friends, God bless you. May He bless Trinidad and Tobago. And like I said, people like Debbie, I call a name, who refer to African people as picky head. Right? Debbie. People like Alan and others who continue to promote racism, right, to the highest level. All you continue. All you continue. But you know what I pray for you? Right? What I pray for you? All you hate Africans so bad? I pray that all your children and all your wife don't have to go to an African doctor to save their life. Or the day they need blood, you want O positive Indian or A positive Indian blood. I wonder what all you gonna do if all your child married an African. All you gonna hang all yourself? Eh? It have a man with a big mouth who does be on radio, one of the biggest racists in this country. His daughter had fallen in love with an African man, and the family disowned her and she hung herself. She killed herself. All you know who I'm talking about. All you know exactly who I'm talking about. I remember a former minister of government. I used to refer to him as Big Belly Atta. But now he gone and take bariatric surgery now. Right? And one is that he can't buy a proper suit. I asked him on air, what would he do if his daughter married an African? He could not answer. And that was a former minister in the PP government. He could not answer. But he wanted to represent people that are African. Give me a bloody break. Give me a bloody break. So God bless you. Take care. I going and walk now. And who vex? Hard luck. Hard luck. It's time I'll get a dose of the truth. And you know the first thing them Indian people will say? He don't like Indian. He hate Indian. Well, boy, that had to be the most stupid statement ever.